Hello, America. This is Call of Duty Goddess. Today is February 23rd, 2016. The first video in the Exposing the Beast Systems series is called USSA Inc. I've done a series of videos that show you that the DHS, BLM, FBI are private corporations, that in fact FBI is a private corporation, and it's supposedly a non-profit that is interconnected with that called InfraGard that represents private corporations. It's basically a mercenary system that represents private corporations that has access to the infrastructure of the FBI. They know what the FBI knows. In addition to that, they have mercenaries at their disposal. I showed you in this video here, was Lvoov killed for exposing the non-governmental organization Power Grid, that in fact our power grid and everything in our power infrastructure is run by non-governmental organizations. America is really just a fascist playground. If you look at the Flint water crisis, perfect example of what corporations do. When a corporation is in control of everything, their main goal is money. It's not you. A government does not control the United States of America. A corporation does. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you understand what we are up against as Americans and what we can do to fix it. And it's going to take each and every one of us to, number one, expose it, and to, number two, figure out how to fix it. Now, let's have a look at the Flint water crisis here, okay? How we got here. So, let's just have a look and study this a tad.
I never would have thought I'd be drinking contaminated water surrounded by the Great Lakes.
Flint, Michigan is having a water crisis. Currently, the National Guard and Red Cross are handing out bottled water and filters to residents. On January 16th, President Obama declared a federal emergency in Flint, freeing up $5 million in federal aid.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there. Let's think about this, okay? In Flint, Michigan. Now, I haven't researched this. I'm just going by where I live in Virginia. In Flint, Michigan, how many companies can you purchase water from? How many? In Virginia here, I only have one choice, okay? And on top of that, in order to house children in my home that are my children, I have to have water. I have to have electricity, or they will come and take my children from me. Now, in Virginia, I only have one water system. It is against the law to not have water in my house. How is that not a monopolization of the water company that I have to purchase water from? How is it not that? Now, we'll go a step further. President Obama freed up a ton of money to fix this problem. President Obama is doing nothing but giving corporations money, because in Flint, Michigan, what controls the water is nothing but a corporation, and I will show you if you bear with me.
According to the EPA, the maximum safe level of lead in drinking water is 0 parts per billion. 5 is the threshold for concern. Flint water has been regularly tested above 100 ppb by a Virginia Tech research team. And in at least one home, the team measured above 13,000. 5,000 is considered toxic waste by the agency.
That water is much more corrosive, and that corrosivity is causing the lead to leach out of lead service lines, galvanized pipe, and copper lines that use lead solder.
Now, I think we have an idea of what's going on here in case you hadn't heard of the Flint, Michigan water crisis. Now, what you're going to see is you are going to see these politicians try to cover up and try to lie and make it like this is not a corporation, that this water company is not a corporation, okay? So I'm going to go ahead And we're going to delve into this water situation a little bit more so that I can show you that it is in fact a corporation. Bear with me here. So let's go to the Flint water crisis. I'll leave the link below for this. This is mlive.com. I'm assuming it's Michigan Live. Time for change. The Flint City Council voted 7-1 in March 2013 to stop buying Detroit water and join the Gandhi Water Authority. Not sure how to pronounce that. I probably ripped it to shreds, but whatever. A new pipeline project that will deliver water from Lake Huron. The state agreed with the water switch, which is projected to save the city $19 million over 8 years. Emergency manager Ed Kurtz officially signed the agreement April 16, 2013. Now, let's look up, which I did here. Okay, so this is, here we go. Board and CEO. This is a corporation. This is a private corporation, a waterworks corporation. Okay. Now, KWA is a municipal water supply system incorporated under PA 233 of 1955 by the people of the state of Michigan. KWA was incorporated in 2010 and began its first fiscal year on October 1st, 2010. The purpose of the authority is to provide and distribute raw material to the region of the state of Michigan, community referred to as I-69 corridor. So it says it's a corporation, so let's just make sure that it's a corporation. So here we're at Dun & Bradstreet. And we'll put in my business and we'll put in Michigan. Well, would you look at that? It's a corporation. What do corporations care about? Corporations care about profits, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this is about. That's why the BLM doesn't care about turtles. They don't care about frickin' Lavoie. They don't care about the Bundys, the Hammonds. No one. Our system is such as to where our legal system, our political system is intertwined with corporations. We are here. Let me show you. Okay, now at the beginning of this series, I had told you that the people that are in control of our world use symbols. And this is biblically based because of the Tower of Babel, of course. I don't know if you know the story. I'll just quickly say it. When the people all got together and decided to build a tower to heaven to reach God, God came down and mixed their languages. And it was then called the Tower of Babel. And ever since then, the symbology was used, just in case it ever happened again. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what they've been doing all along since God confused the languages is to recreate the Tower of Babel. That's why you will see the UN building here. Look, it's modeled after the Tower of Babel. And the Tower of Babel meaning a one world government. They know what they're doing. It's a cyclical event. This happens. This isn't the first time in history this has happened. In history, that's what the Bible is about, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know how to say this. That's why I have to give spoonfuls and baby steps, and it's very difficult for me to figure out how to show you and tell you the reality of what we live in. And you will see over a period of time, but it takes time. It takes time. I don't want to lose you. I want you to stick with me, although you may not like what I say, just to hear me out, to maybe click off of me, get angry at me, and maybe come back, because that's what I've done. I've gotten angry when I first found out things, and I always end up going back because the truth will set you free. And that's what the Bible is about. Freedom. Freedom. It's not about bowing down to anyone. It's not about worshiping anyone on a certain day. Okay, so what you have here is you probably recognize this. Some of you may, some of you may not. This is Mussolini. He coined the term fascism from this fascii. Okay? It says it's fascism in Italy under Benito Mussolini was the fascist. This is an ancient Roman symbol of power, a bundle of sticks featuring an axe indicating the power over life and death. Okay? So you have this, and just so happens on this page, you see this. See, these symbols are very important. Anytime you see this symbol, what do you think of? Well, you think of Hitler, right? At one time, this symbol was a symbol of unity, but he turned it into something different. Now, this symbol, this fascii symbol, in my opinion, just from looking at it, my first glance at this fascii, to me, it's used to decapitate people. And the reason I say that is because you need something strong to decapitate a human. You need something strong. That would be the only reason that this axe would stick out of there. As gruesome as it sounds, think about it. I mean, if you have any other opinion on it, on why you would need a bundle of reeds tied together and then have an axe stick out of it, any other reason, please give it to me. I mean, to me, it's for decapitation purposes. But I don't believe everything the system tells me. I use my mind because we were programmed to just be led around and believe everything that this system of control tells us to believe. And once you break free of that and start to question everything that you see, do, touch, feel, and smell, then you'll break free from this system. But we need more and more people to break free from the system in order to figure out how to break free from this maze, in effect, that we're caught up in. Now, I'm sure that many people have already figured this out. Maybe that's why Oregon is happening. Who knows? But anyway, so we have this little fasciae here. Now let's go over to the rostrum, and that is in the chamber in the House of Representatives. Now the rostrum is where you can see this old picture here. See, that's where the speaker or whoever of importance stands up and gives their speeches. Now look on either side of this. You have the fasciae. Okay? Now this was the fasciae here this was from, oh, here we go, 1952. So this was one here, I'm assuming, from the beginning. And in 1952, the official 1952, when the new look for the chamber started, okay? This is when we got the fasciae, the updated copper fasciae on our house chamber. And here's what it looks like close up. It's a beautiful work of art, but really think about it. Why would it shows power? I mean, I could see if the power, didn't have a blade on it. But to me, you need all these rods bundled together in order to decapitate a person. Maybe that's just my dark thinking. I don't know. Anyway, let's get a better look at here we go. It's on either side here. There's your fasciae. Now, keeping that in mind, okay, Now, I just showed you that Mussolini used this on his flag, okay? And Mussolini was in power from 1920 to 1945, basically. So, and Mussolini used the fascii. Now, if I were in the government, the last thing I would want to do is to redecorate the rostrum in 1952 and put fascii up there all over again. Unless my country was fascist. But that's just me. So this fascii, it represents fascism. I believe it always has, but everybody has their own opinion because actually you don't know the truth about history. Who knows the truth? The winner makes it up. So how you gonna know? Okay, so anyway, now that we know Flint, Michigan, this water thing is done by a private corporation, well, then we can just probably put a lot more things together about that. So let's do that. So let's think about this here. This water company is a private corporation. It has a board. It has poisoned people with the water. Now, is there anywhere else people can buy water here in Flint, Michigan? No. It's the only company. It's a monopoly. It's how our country is run because I only have one water system. I can only purchase water from there, and I have to purchase water. I have to have running water in order for my house to be livable. I have to have electricity and running water, or they will shut my home down, take my kids away from me. Okay? So this is what our country is, America. Think about it. You are forced to buy something and you have no choice in the matter of what it is, especially when it's something so essential and basic as water. It's run by a monopoly and the government makes you purchase it just like they make you purchase auto insurance. Just like after you purchase your house, you have to pay taxes on it. You don't own that house, even though you've paid for it for 30 years. And, you know, your mortgage is paid off. You think, yeah, I own this. You don't. You have to pay taxes on it every year, or they will come and take it from you. Plain and simple. It's not yours. We are not what we've been told we are. It's time to break the chains. Break the chains of this reality that was put upon us. Because if you can't get this, and this is very easy to understand, and this series is going to get more and more involved. And we're going to take it baby steps, one spoonful at a time, so you can understand. I mean, this Flint, Michigan thing, this is a corporation. But and I think they even do say they're a corporation. I haven't even watched any news. I'm just spouting off. But this corporation is the only water system there. Am I right or am I wrong? I haven't done a lot of research. I'm just going off the top of my head. This is a monopoly. It's monopoly. They have no business. Our government has no business forcing us to buy something from a monopoly. It's fascism at the height. And a corporation does not care about you, your kids, Lavoy Finicum, anyone. They don't care. They only care about making money. This is Call of Duty Goddess signing off, and as always, I've got your 6.